This is a really amazing item. You heard Carolyn going on and on about this item.
Yeah.
Carolyn is our resident gardener.
Yep.
And this is called Vegtrug, and it's an herb garden planter, and it has a shelf underneath there, so it's really, really marvelously done. But this is something that's uniquely designed to help you with things like herbs, small flowering plants that you might then transplant, or you could just leave things in here to enjoy all summer.
Exactly. Well, what we're all about, Vegtrug, is, I mean, a lot of us love our gardening. We just don't like getting down on our hands and knees.
I'm with you on that.
So what Vegtrug is known for is everything we've elevated. It's almost like it's counter height. So when we're planting or enjoying our flowers, everything's up, we're not bending down and gardening. So that's what I love. Now, we started maybe about 7-8 years ago with just sort of that idea, and this is sort of the evolution of our very first one. So we put a lot of features into this. Do you want me to do like a little tour of this product?
I would love for
here?
you to, and I'll tell you real quickly, there are two colors to choose from. This is called the gray, and that's more limited, I'm told. This one is called natural, but we should let everyone know that these are treated with what? It's
a food grade stain, because we know a lot of you are going to use sort of vegetables or herbs in there. So if you want,
I like to call edibles.
Edibles, that's right. So if you want, it's cedar. So that was number one. We wanted it to be a strong outdoor wood. So if you want to just let it patina, go ahead. Cedar does that natural grain thing. But if you want to touch it up every spring, you can do that. But what we've done at the bottom here, we've added this little shelf here. So this can be sort of for your watering cans or your fertilizer or your gloves, things like that.
Right.
Or you can just use this area for decor. So it almost becomes like a double layer of beautifulness. And then at the top is sort of where we really change things up. So instead of a wide open area, David, what we've got here is we've actually got about 8 different individual gardening sections. So each one is lined with these fabric pockets here. So we've gone with a fabric material. First of all, they're very generous. We're talking almost about 10.5 inches wide by almost about 1/2 foot deep. But this material, 2 things. It's going to allow oxygen to get to those roots, which is really key. And even more key, it's not going to retain excess moisture. So big storm, it's going to just naturally drain out below. So that's what we wanted to do. So, and each one is separated by these little walls here. So what that does, if I've got my, let's say my parsley and my thyme and my dill and my oregano, they're not going to crowd each other. This is the area where that plant is going to stay. So, and it's all about fun. It's all about simpleness. So it just gets us back to gardening. And look at this. I mean, if you want to kind of just start right from seed, which is really fun, if you want to show the kids or the grandkids, kids, this is how your food starts out. These little tiny seeds, and they'd be amazed. You just pop them in that little area there, and then 2 seconds later, we cover that up. We water it, fertilizer, and then you bring those kids out later, and they start to see, wow, that's amazing.
Isn't that fun?
Me, I like to sort of get a little head start. So, I mean, so
take a look at our video here, because this will help you understand where you might place it, what you might put inside.
Right. So florals, if you love it just for florals, it's such a beautiful accent piece, and that's where the cedar comes in. Lightweight. So, you know, again, you don't have to be super strong. Pick where you, before you start planting, pick that spot. Full sun, partial sun, and then the herb garden, David, imagine that right outside your back door. So
oh my gosh, when I'm cooking, to go out and get some fresh basil or to go out and get some fresh rosemary and be able to come in and add that to what I'm cooking would be wonderful.
Well, it just sets, you know, cooking so well. It just sets everything, your stuffings, your soups, your sauces.
All the proteins you're making, the fish, the chicken, the beef, works so nicely with those fresh herbs. I will tell you that we are getting busy on our phone lines. Lots of you are making your choice now. We're talking about Easy Pay on this. It's the first day ever on 5Pay. I would also like to give you the height on this so you'll know that this is a full 32 inches high.
Yeah.
It's just a wee bit shorter than a traditional kitchen countertop height.
That's right.
Because a traditional countertop height is what, about 36 inches?
I think so.
38?
I think so.
36, 38. This is 32.
But it's just very comfortable.
22 inches long and 30, so it's 22 inches from front to back. And then it's 30 3/4 inches long or wide. Now, did I get that right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You did.
Can
Perfect.
we talk about assembly on this?
Assembly, yeah. What we want to do, it's just screws to assemble it. Some of the pieces are already pre-assembled, but we did put a little video on QVC.com. So
on this item number?
On this specific item. So pull up the item number, watch the video. It's only about 1.5 minutes long.
Oh, we got a little clip of the video assembly. So
there it is. So just some simple pieces and some screws. You just follow right along. You see how a lot of it's already pre-assembled, but they just walk you right through it to make it nice and simple. If you have an extra pair of hands,
it looks
great.
easy.
It is pretty easy. And then the top, once you get to the top, these just slide into place, and then our pockets just slide in. So it's not a real complex assembly line. And then before you know it, guess what? It's time to plant.
It's time to plant
It's
again.
time to plant.
And because this is completely weather safe, feel free to leave this outdoors in the elements. You will not want to. You'll not have to worry about putting this under a covered porch or what have you. And you'll also find that it may patina a bit over time in the elements, but that's part of its natural charm, right?
It is. It really is. Take a smell of that. This is a little lemon thyme. Imagine going that into your stuffing. So again,
how about a little of that on my chicken that I'm roasting?
Well, exactly. And you get what you need, and it's as fresh as can be, Dave. It's not
the
like
problem with buying herbs in the market, Chris, is that I end up buying more than I use.
That's right.
And they go bad before I can use them all.
Well, exactly.
This would allow you to go out and just trim off what you need, and then you don't have to worry about any waste.
Yeah, you come out, again, I've just started this, and in no time you start to feed that, give it the proper moisture, and then soon enough, this is you coming out every single night, depending on what you cook. And imagine that. You see how fresh that is? And if you feed that with an organic fertilizer, you don't really have to do anything. Maybe a quick...
be perfect.
Isn't that nice? But you just the aroma of that is unbelievable. So,
it's so nice.
But you notice not once did I get down on my hands and knees to do anything.
No, sir, and I appreciate that. Being about 9 feet tall, I have a hard time climbing down on the ground. So this is, maybe getting down is not so hard, getting back up is the problem. This is H58586, and I would encourage you to remember we have two color choices. I'll step here to the front.
Sure.
Just to let you know, we have this for you.
That's the cedar.
There we go. Really nice, durable, solid material. This is the gray.
Yep.
Most popular and most limited. This is the natural. Now, if I wanted to paint this, could I?
Yeah, you could definitely paint it. If you want to change the color one season, very simple to paint. I know we've got a new Wagner power sprayer.
We've got the power sprayer.
Take it
which I think would be ideal for this.
It would really be lovely. But this is, you can see whether it's sort of the veggie garden or a combo of an herb garden or just a floral garden, this is the kind of fun you can have. I mean, if this was just this single planter out on your patio or deck, look at the statement it is. You kind of put little solar lights in if you've got some of these little plow and hearth, little decor items.
Sure.
And then below, as I say, that's where it really doubles up the whole look of this. And
with
that's
some decor items.
And that's what we wanted.
Can I tell you, over 200 of these are gone, and we actually have some photographs that our own Pat James Dimitri took.
Yeah.
From using this at her house.
Yeah, this is from her own garden last year. So she started with these plants. She started to feed them, water them, and before you know it, this is what she started. So a few weeks later, it starts to explode on.
Look at this next
yeah, and then all of a sudden, that's what you get.
Wow.
So almost you've got enough to share with family, share with the neighbors, because this small little space, it promotes, you can grow a ton of stuff in there. And it's exactly what you need. As you said before, if I only need a little bit of stuff for dinner that night, that's all I take in. I make my salad, I add in a few things, and everything is as fresh as can be.
Oh, so nice.
You put that into a nice salad, or as you say, kind of onto your chicken, you chop this up, a little parsley, everything's nicer tasting when you put that parsley on
I will
top.
tell you, 300 of these are now gone. We've got it in this gray, which is most popular and most limited. I also have it for you in the natural. And this sale pricing is all in advance of our day-long gardening event coming up on Tuesday. Will you be back Tuesday?
I will be back Tuesday.
Awesome. We'll look forward to seeing you then.
Thank you, David.
But be on the line now and enjoy some of these great sale prices that we're launching early in advance of our all-day gardening event coming up on Tuesday. But I do want to remind you of an item we had up in the first hour of our show way back at 10 a.m. And brand new today is, oh my word, 1,200 of these are already gone. This is the Dyson Ball Allergy